The air outside is dangerous to breathe across parts of the US, but here's how bad it is. In cities like New York City, where the AQI is around 140 today, spending the day breathing that air can be roughly like smoking about 7 cigarettes.
So let me make sure that I'm getting this correct. I can't eat processed foods because it has too many microplastics and it's going to give me cancer because of the chemicals. Okay, no worries. I'll just eat lettuce. Oh, nope, can't have the lettuce now, no produce, because I'm gonna get explosive diarrhea. Now about a water fast, ladies and gentlemen, nope, because it's E. coli in the water, and best believe I'm not sucking the air that's outside because it's heavily polluted.
Let's be honest, life's been kinda ass lately. I felt it, and if you clicked on the video, chances are you felt it as well. Quality of life has been on a sharp decline for a while now. And in today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at some of the biggest reasons as to why this is the case in 2026. As always, if you like this kind of content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post new videos like this every week, and with that out of the way, let's jump right into it.
I hate that we're living in a time period when restaurant food is simultaneously absurdly expensive and also aggressively mediocre. Like, when did this happen? I used to love eating out. It used to be one of my favorite activities of all time. Now I genuinely, without irony, think to myself that whatever I make at home tastes better than something else I order out.
The quality of food that you get at a restaurant versus the cost is a great example as to where we are in 2026. Food quality at restaurants is in an absolute free fall, and it has been for a while. And prices, they've only been skyrocketing. When you do a little bit more digging into the restaurant industry, you'll figure out that most restaurants get a lot of their food items from a company called Sysco. Sysco is a distributor of pre-made food. You are getting reheated food that the restaurant didn't even make. They just put it into an oven, heated it up, and then served it to you. And they're charging you 3, 4, 5 times probably what they paid for it from the supplier. A prime example of the quality of life declining in 2026. I don't go out to restaurants anymore. I don't eat fast food, one, because it's bad for you, but two, it's become absurdly expensive. And I don't go out to restaurants because you're getting reheated, overpriced food, and then on top of that, you're expected to tip the waiter for doing what exactly? Microwaving my food and handing it to me? I can just make something fresh at my house. And this comment explains it perfectly. Restaurant owner here. It happened when Sysco and US Foods basically eliminated their small local competitors, now own 80% of the market, raised prices 30 to 75% year over year, and basically buy their products from the same 3 companies that own 90% of the food space. So we as a restaurant have to buy overpriced garbage, mostly because it's all that's available to 90% of restaurants. If you try to use a small purveyor, costs become overwhelming. Make the food in your restaurant then. Why are you going out of your way to have half of your menu come from a supplier? Why wouldn't you just make the food in-house? If you're going to be charging absurd prices and you yourself have admitted that the food that you're purchasing from Sysco is garbage, why would you serve that same garbage to the loyal customers that come to your restaurant to try to support you? And it isn't just restaurants. Fast food has gotten just as bad. This comment, $30 to eat at Taco Bell. I love a good Doritos Locos taco. I understand that it's not good for me, but once in a while when you don't feel like cooking and you go to a Taco Bell and you used to spend $5 to $10 and get like 3, 4 tacos. Now I go to Taco Bell, I get 3 Doritos Locos tacos and I try to get some fries. That's like $20. For what? Bro, hell no. I might as well go to a grocery store, get some hard shell tacos for like 3, 4 bucks, buy a pound of ground beef, have enough beef for those tacos and for another meal, and spend way less than I would, if not the same amount that you would at a Taco Bell. It's insane. And the quality of this food has literally only gotten worse. So naturally, people have been quitting restaurants in droves and deciding not to spend their money there because the quality versus the cost just doesn't make sense anymore. A lot more people are cooking at home, but even that isn't simple in 2026.
Okay, so let me make sure that I'm getting this correct. I can't eat processed foods because it has too many microplastics and it's going to give me cancer because of the chemicals. Okay, no worries.
Correct. True so far, yes.
I'll just eat lettuce. Oh, nope, can't have the lettuce now, no produce, because I'm gonna get explosive diarrhea.
So if you're unaware, in July of 2026, the FDA and the CDC have issued a warning about a Cyclospora outbreak on produce, fresh produce in certain states. This is a bacteria that causes immense diarrhea in whoever consumes the produce. I mean, come on, bro. And the kicker, remember how I said I love Taco Bell? Taco Bell is one of the main restaurant chains that were affected. I can't even get a Doritos Locos taco with some lettuce from Taco Bell without shitting my brains out, being infected by some parasite. I mean, come on, bro. Like,
so how about the carnivore diet? Nope, you can't even eat the meat now because it's a listeria breakout. Okay. Now, about a water fast, ladies and gentlemen, nope, because it's E. coli in the water. And best believe I'm not sucking the air that's outside because it's heavily polluted. So America, what can I eat?
She sounded like Squidward when he was pulling the magic conch.
Have something to eat.
No.
Could I have something to eat?
No.
Could I have something to eat?
Try asking again.
Can I have something to eat?
No.
Can I have something to eat? No, but for real, bro, like, what are you even supposed to do, bro? Everything is poisoning you. Like, it wasn't like this a couple of years ago. Yeah, sure, there were some E. coli breakouts here and there, you feel me? But it feels like any avenue you take, the quality of what you were getting no longer matches the cost. And it's kind of making everything feel ass. Like, what am I just supposed to drink water? Take a look at the first comment. Alcohol it is then. At least alcohol kills all the bacteria, you feel me? It might be killing me slowly, but at least it's not letting any foreign bodies enter mine. This person can't even eat bread now. Pillsbury has glass in the crescent rolls.
The FDA announced a recall of more than 735,000 packages of Pillsbury bread rolls due to possible glass contamination. According to the agency's report, the recall affects two types of Pillsbury bread rolls, hard rolled dough and Kaiser rolled dough. The affected products were sold in 19 states across the country and have a best buy date of October 12th or 13th.
The literal quality check of these products is gone. It's not even enough that they're charging ridiculous prices. They can't even quality check their own products before sending out almost 1 million units, by the way, 750,000 units to 19 different states with glass. And you can't even quality check your products to make sure that there's not something sharp like glass. This comment sums it up perfectly. Notice how when given the choice, these companies will cut corners for profit and leave the public at risk. Exactly. Price gouging you isn't enough. They have to cut as many corners as they see fit to maximize those profits. And this is the problem. The quality of the product is suffering because of the greed of the corporation, and it's making your quality of life worse in 2026. And it's disgusting.
Heavy smoke from the fires blanketing Toronto, Canada. The air so bad the city had to cancel an outdoor World Cup watch party. This as the winds are now pushing the dense haze into the U.S., the Midwest, and the Northeast. With smoke so thick in Michigan, the famed Mackinac Bridge seemingly disappears. In Boston, a thick orange glow lingers over the sky.
And I'm like, is it even safe for us to be out here? You know, he's
No.
2, he's 4, and
It's
I'm
not.
like, can their little lungs handle this?
And darkened skies created an ominous feel over New York City's Times Square.
I can definitely smell the smoke. I've been having kind of a sore throat throughout the day, so.
Meanwhile, on the West Coast, a fast-moving brush fire broke out just north of Los Angeles Wednesday afternoon, threatening homes and prompting evacuation warnings. Firefighters quickly got the upper hand despite the extreme heat in the LA area. The fire there burning on the hottest day of a Southern California summer heat wave.
Back here in the east, you certainly could smell the smoke yesterday, and if you spent any sort of time outside, it did start to irritate you, and we're still under the unhealthy category in a lot of spots across the Northeast, and even worse than that, in places across the Great Lakes.
And that is not an exaggeration. I live in New Jersey. I walked outside 2 days ago. It looked like Mexico in every movie or TV show you've ever seen. You know how they put that orange tint on the screen and then they call it Mexico? That's what it looked like outside. I was genuinely confused as to why it looked like that outside. Not only that, it smelled like somebody was having a bonfire everywhere you went. Literally anywhere outside that you were, regardless of what location you were in, whether it was here or 30 minutes from here, it smelled like somebody was having a bonfire. And it's severely impacting the quality of life, especially in the summertime where most people have spent the winter indoors and they just want to spend their free time, whatever free time they have, outdoors. And they can't even do that because the air quality sucks. I literally had to cancel pickleball with my friends yesterday, something that I love to do because of the smoke in the air. It not only irritated my lungs, it irritated my eyes. Like my eyes were watery and burned, and I'm like, I can't even be out here for too long because this is clearly irritating me. It's irritating my body because breathing that kind of air is something equivalent to smoking like 7 cigarettes. Come on, bro. I'm just trying to ball with the bros. And when you couple that with the fact that third places are either non-existent or have been monetized to the gills, you really start to see why everybody feels this way.
America is just being outside. We built
I hate that.
the most expensive things in America is just being outside. We built
I hate that.
the most expensive things in America is just being outside.
Outside? You mean the outside that should be free for everyone? That outside? Is that the outside she's talking about?
If you feel like every single time you step outside your house, you are spending at least $100, that is by design. The cost of having fun has gotten genuinely more expensive. Plus, many of these experiences today are built around scarcity through ticketing or waiting in line or requiring reservations. At some point along the way, interacting with public life became less about spontaneity and organic connection and moved towards transaction-based, gate-kept spaces. The term third places has really entered our lexicon as we talk about the desire for community in the midst of the loneliness epidemic. The whole point of a third place is that you don't need a plan or a reservation or to pay $19 for a cocktail to just be around other people. Now, a lot of casual life has either been priced out or requires immense logistics and planning.
And this is an issue because as humans, one of our requirements to living a healthy life is community. We need people around us. We need to be interacting with people around us. And the more free spaces that there are to do so, the healthier people will be. However, you monetize these spaces and make them inaccessible for a lot of people, the loneliness epidemic only gets worse. It is literally scientifically proven that loneliness, lack of community, or social interaction is just as detrimental to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It literally increases your chances of dying from heart disease, stroke, and dementia by 30%. Think about it. Malls are becoming extinct. So many teenagers and people used to spend their free time just walking around the mall, talking to each other, interacting with different people. That is essentially going away because mall culture is dying. They're being eliminated by online shopping.
Part of this is obvious. Everything costs more. But the bigger shift is how we've replaced a lot of public life with private spaces, whether that be a wellness collective, networking group, workout class. And a lot of these new spaces look like community. They're often branded with the language of belonging. They promise friendship and connection and being seen by other people. But at the end of the day, they still require you to enter as a customer.
Dating apps like Tinder and Bumble will only let you swipe a certain amount before you pay for the premium version. They limit the amount of social connection that you're able to make through their platform and hide it behind a paywall.
This is the access economy, and it is very much ingrained in our current social life. The basic human need is connection, and the business model is access. And this changes how people behave. When every plan costs money, every social decision you make is put through a financial filter. Maybe you're not able to say yes anymore because you can't afford it. Maybe that leads you to stop socializing as much or move to digital spaces, which unfortunately don't replace in-person connection. Even if these paid spaces are claiming to be democratic, at the end of the day, they are going to filter out people who are not able to afford their membership fees. Third places are so important because they're where people practice being around each other. They're where community ties can form. They're where you can see and be exposed to people who might not be like you, who might have different ideas than you. They're places where you remember where the world is bigger than your apartment or your job or your algorithm.
A prime example is, like I said, I go to play pickleball with my friends. There's a park near us, about 10 minutes from us. You have to pay a membership fee for the season to be a part of that park. And I understand that certain membership fees go to upkeep of the park. However, there is a gate at this park that has been broken for 2 years now, and they're just not fixing it. So many people pay this membership fee and none of it goes to actually upkeeping the park. If you're going to charge me $50 for the season, by the way, at least have the decency to put some of that money to improve the quality of the activity that we're taking part in. Some of the nets are ragged, the gates are broken, the wind guards have been taken off. It just doesn't make sense. We're paying more and more money in membership fees every year for a place that's quality is dropping more and more by the season. And it's really frustrating.
Spaces disappear, communication becomes more scheduled, more expensive, more optimized, and more segregated by income. And then we act surprised when people retreat into digital life. The loneliness epidemic and the access economy is very much rooted in our current economic moment. It's when public life gets hollowed out and then sold back to everybody. Being in the world has gotten more expensive, and the cost is not just financial.
And this is one of the biggest reasons why the quality of life is in a downward spiral. And I think a lot of people can relate to this one.
Got my lease renewal today sent to my email, and the numbers that were presented to me made my jaw fall to the ground. They are going to raise my rent over $1,000.
I don't care who you are, $1,000 extra a month is diabolical work. I can guarantee that they've done absolutely no renovations or crazy upkeep in order to be charging $1,000 extra per month. Now, admittedly, this much of a rent increase is not common. However, the fact that it's still happening to some people directly impacts their quality of life. Because if she can't afford $1,000 extra per month, she's going to have to move. Moving isn't easy and it ain't cheap.
This is where I want to make sure everyone's sitting down for this number. If I want to go month to month, the rent will be $11,438.
This clearly sounds like they're trying to get her ass out of that apartment. They do not want to renew her lease in the same apartment where they're not getting any additional amenities or anything out of that extra $1,000. It's still the same place that it was yesterday, just $1,000 more. And then if she doesn't want to sign that 12-month lease trap, she has to pay 11 grand per month. 11 grand. Maybe this was a typo and she can get it sorted out with her leasing office. That doesn't change the fact that her renewal came in at $1,000 more per month. They're trying to kick her out. Plain and simple. That's literally what they're trying to do. And they're trying to do it in a way that just makes it seem like, well, you can't afford this place anymore. So either sign the lease and figure out the extra $1,000 or get out.
I don't even know how that number is calculated. It's almost like they pulled it right out of their ass.
Because that's exactly what they did. They pulled that number directly from their ass. And taking a look at the comments, this person, are you renting the White House? 11 grand? Bro, I better have an in-ground pool in my apartment for 11 grand. The hell are you talking about? And this is not only a problem that's in the rental market. Oh no. Buying a house is the same trap, different format. Take a look.
Oh shit. Well, that one's not even close.
They didn't even try. Imagine your grandma trying to come and like rest her hand as she goes up the steps. She just falls off the side. Like, who's she gonna sue? Is your house? That's insane.
Spare bathroom shower, checking the enclosure, making sure it's watertight. This one is not. And here's the primary bathroom shower enclosure. This one's not watertight either.
Oh, dope. So
first thing I noticed while walking in the home is this door looked unfinished. But it's definitely finished. It's just been kicked in.
Bro, somebody kicked that door in.
But they hit the electrical panel. Here are the office doors.
Honestly, this is a person that has no construction experience. I feel like I could have slapped that house together better than this. This looks like a blind person did it. Like, come on, bro. Like,
that needs to be fixed. Exterior window frames are not fully sealed around the brick veneer. My only guess on this one is the contractor ran out of caulking. But either way, it needs to be fixed.
$2.7 million, you would think that you would be getting a house that is built sturdy and that is going to last you for decades. And it seems like this house is made out of paper mache and dreams. Like, brother. First comment, how does a brand new construction already have wood rot? Because they probably didn't seal it properly and it rained and now it's rotted. I mean, this person, who built this house? No, deadass, who built this house? Drop their @ in the comments because I want to avoid them at all costs. Like, this house is built like shit and they're trying to charge $3 million almost for it. Get the hell out of here.
This is what you can get for $860,000 in North Brunswick, New Jersey.
So a few things here. In the beginning, gigantic old crack in the driveway. For almost $1 million, brother, you couldn't repave that driveway. Second thing, I live, like I said, 10 minutes away from North Brunswick. This is not something I would spend north of $750,000 of. That doesn't make any sense in my mind. North Brunswick is an okay community. It's not $1 million nice. This house is clearly overpriced. In my mind, this is a $400,000 or $500,000 house maximum. The backyard has no fencing, no privacy. It has barely any land. You're basically connected to whatever the hell that was across the street. It looked like a park or somebody else's yard. The only thing that this house really had going for it is that it's spacious on the inside and it has a 2-door garage. Those things in my mind are standard, like even starter home. There's no way that that should cost almost $1 million, especially not in North Brunswick. Again, not the nicest community. Not a bad community by any means, but not the nicest. And people are lighting it up in the comments. This person, how about $400K and a bag of chips? This person, not your fault, but damn, this economy is terrible. Yeah, the prices can be rough for sure. I tell myself just to keep going. You should be telling the homeowners to lower that price because nobody's buying it for almost $1 million. That's what you should be saying. This person, don't forget the $20K a year in property tax. Oh, and you still can't get a plastic bag at the store. Both of those are true. Property tax in New Jersey is insane, and there are no plastic bags at the store. You have to bring your own bags. That's just all the stores in Jersey. It's how it's been for a couple years now. This interaction is everyone's experience buying a house in 2026. Man, I missed the opportunity. He replies, to buy it? Yup, before the market and interest rates went bonkers. Damn, you missed it by like 6 years. I actually missed it by 26 years, where I could have bought it in the early 2000s for $200,000. But instead, my dumbass decided to be a 2-year-old shitting in my own pants. My fault. And that's all I've got for today's video. I know a lot of this stuff seems really negative. The only reason that I highlight them is to highlight that there is serious change that needs to happen, especially in America, so that the quality of all of our lives can improve for posterity, for future's sake. Let me know down in the comments below what your quality of life has looked like in 2026. And if you see any of this improving in our lifetime. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video with someone that you think might enjoy it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.